Change leaders demand the uncomfortable truth. On 27th June 2024, US President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump faced each other in a televised CNN presidential debate. This marked the first presidential debate of the 2024 United States general election campaign and was held unusually early, nearly 4 months before Election Day. Hosted at CNN's studios in Atlanta, Georgia, the event was historic for multiple reasons. For the first time in U.S. history, a sitting president and a former president debated head-to-head. It was also the earliest general election debate ever held, reflecting a highly polarized political climate and a deeply divided electorate. CNN introduced strict format rules, including muted microphones, the absence of a live audience, and firm time limits to maintain control during a volatile campaign. As the debate unfolded, millions of Americans tuned in via television and online platforms, with international audiences also watching closely. According to CNN, over 51 million viewers watched the debate, live across broadcast, cable, and streaming services, making it one of the most viewed political events of the year. President Biden, aged 81 at the time, was seeking re-election after serving one term in office. His record included economic recovery efforts post-COVID-19, renewed emphasis on NATO and international diplomacy, and efforts to stabilize democratic institutions following the upheaval of the 2020 election and its aftermath. However, questions about his age, cognitive sharpness, and overall stamina had become an undercurrent throughout the campaign. Those concerns came sharply into focus during this debate. Media reports noted his halting delivery, visible pauses, and difficulty rebutting statements made by Trump. Former President Donald Trump, age 78, remained a polarizing figure. Despite multiple legal indictments and ongoing criminal trials, he had maintained dominance within the Republican Party and secured the 2024 nomination. His approach to the debate was aggressive and assertive, often delivering rehearsed messages aimed at energizing his core base. Trump capitalized on the contrast between himself and Biden, leveraging moments of uncertainty in Biden's delivery to portray himself as a stronger, more capable leader. The aftermath of the debate generated immediate headlines. Prominent Democratic supporters, media commentators, and political analysts began to question whether President Biden should continue in the race. Within days, polling data began to reflect voter unease. According to Ipsos and YouGov surveys conducted shortly after the debate, confidence in Biden's candidacy dropped significantly, especially among independent voters and younger demographics. The Democratic Party entered a phase of intense introspection, with growing discussions about a potential replacement candidate. Despite statements from the White House affirming President Biden's intention to continue, internal pressure mounted steadily. President Biden's voluntary withdrawal less than a month later marked a rare moment of introspection and high-stakes leadership. On 21st July 2024, less than 1 month after the debate, he formally announced he would not seek re-election. This decision marked a significant moment in modern U.S. political history. He became the first sitting president since Lyndon B. Johnson in 1968 to voluntarily withdraw from a re-election campaign. Biden's announcement reshaped the entire trajectory of the 2024 election, triggering an urgent and unprecedented Democratic nomination process. Change leadership lessons. The events of 27th of June 2024 offer profound insights into the nature of leadership during moments of truth. Leadership is tested not only through decisions, but also by how capability is perceived under intense public scrutiny. The debate reinforced existing concerns, showing how swiftly public perception can shift, even for leaders with decades of service. Leaders of change understand that past success does not guarantee current confidence during pivotal, high-visibility, and high-stakes leadership moments. They understand the risks of becoming the last to recognize their own decline if surrounded by those unwilling to speak the truth. Change leaders demonstrate integrity by preparing thoroughly for critical moments that test credibility, capability, and reputation. They They show responsibility by ensuring succession planning is transparent, future-focused, and aligned with stakeholder expectations. Leaders of change uphold integrity by stepping aside when necessary, putting the mission ahead of personal position or legacy. Summary leadership quote: change leaders recognize personal limits, seek honest counsel, confront uncomfortable truths, act decisively, and embed succession planning to ensure mission continuity. Organizational change application, change leadership responsibility 3. Intervene to ensure sustainable change. The Biden-Trump debate exemplifies how leadership responsibility includes knowing when to intervene to ensure sustainable change and continuity. Biden's situation demonstrates that sustainable change often demands difficult decisions about leadership transitions, particularly when external pressures and internal capabilities become misaligned. Effective change leaders ensure honest self-evaluation and create conditions where trusted voices can speak hard truths without fear. The debate's aftermath revealed the dangers of insular decision-making and the importance of diverse perspectives in leadership evaluation. Biden's eventual withdrawal, though painful, illustrated how sustainable change sometimes requires leaders to walk away for the greater good. The same principle applies in business. Leaders must know when their presence supports progress and when it obstructs it. The intervention responsibility extends beyond self-assessment to include succession planning and ensuring smooth transitions that preserve institutional knowledge, whilst enabling fresh leadership perspectives to emerge. Change leaders must distinguish between personal ambition and organizational mission. Find out more. Change Management Leadership, Leadership of Change, Volume 4,